And if you don't think we can succumb to mind control, folks, you just mentioned Red China and Mao and the unbelievable atrocities and genocide that occurred there. But just today, China Communists marked 60 years in power with parade. Over 80,000 children in Tiananmen Square spelled out Chinese character for national celebration with red and gold placards to begin the celebration. Later, the placards read, "Obey the party's command and serve the people." Meanwhile, you see it come to America as the Empire State Building is lit for China. Red, yellow. It's unbelievable, but it is occurring. It's happening. I mean, I interviewed, these Falun Gong protesters at the G20, and although they could report on all these horrors, I asked them if they thought they lived in a police state, Steve, and they said no. They can't get past the fact that they live under a communist oppressive regime, and we're moving closer and closer to that regime as we speak. Any final thoughts, Steve, in the last 20 seconds?
Well, last 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, if you will do your homework and follow the leads that are posted at Infowars.com, go and read the Billings Gazette article. It's the news alert of my day on my website, SteveQuayle.com. And then listen to Alex's compilation, because he's there, boots on the ground. And God bless you, Jason. Thanks for what you did at the G20. And ladies and gentlemen, pray for Alex and everyone's safety.
Thank you. We'll be back after this. It's the Alex Jones Show. We are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Bermas, sitting in as Alex Jones has boots on the ground in Hardin, Montana, at the FEMA camp, at the privatized military mercenary training center that doesn't exist, according to the majority of the mainstream media and talking heads out there, the people that don't want to report the truth to you. I got to thank one of the sponsors. And then we're going to go to some of the news that I haven't hit up. Just a huge stack of news I have not been able to play out, and it is unbelievable. We're going to go through that, and we're going to go to your phone calls, and then Alex coming up at the end of the show. MySolarBackup.com. That's MySolarBackup.com. 877-327-0365. A lot of things can cut off your electrical power. Hurricanes, snow, ice storms, and more. How about an 1,800-watt generator powered by the sun? You can get that and much, much more over at MySolarBackup.com. 877-327-0365. Obviously, this is the most important story of the day, but we do have to hit on some of these mandatory vaccination stories, because apparently there aren't mandatory vaccinations if you believe Lord Obama. However, you look at this right here. It's off of CBS News. Open letter to New York State over mandatory vaccination. That's the headline. You see, they are telling people you will lose your job if you don't take the shot. You will end your career. Take the squalene. Take the formaldehyde. Take the mercury. Meanwhile, we talked a little bit about the police state control grid. I wanted to play you a video of the upcoming Google Earth and the demonstrations on how it is going to triangulate where you go to and then use CCTV cameras to show you live video images. This is what's available to the public, folks. To the public. Doubt me. I don't think we're going to have time to play it on this show, but perhaps we'll play it tomorrow. We only have about 34 minutes, and there's so much breaking news going on. We're going to post it over at Prison Planet and Infowars.com. But that ties into this story. EU launches free satellite system to fine-tune GPS. Remember, they're always here to help. They're always here because they love you. No, they're not here to help. They're not here because they love you. They're here to surveil you, to put you in the control grid. The European Union launched a free satellite navigation network on Thursday that could help pilots, drivers, and blind people by fine-tuning the accuracy of U.S. global positioning system to around 2 meters. They are closing in. That's what this is about. Meanwhile, the push for a carbon tax and climate sustainability moves on. Salon.com. What's the headline? Contraception fights global warming. This is about a one-child policy. This is about demonizing you for having more children. They're saying your carbon footprint is killing the environment. No, it's not. It's a total lie. Meanwhile, they've had 1,000 mayors sign on to the Climate Protection Pledge. A lot of well-meaning idiots out there, folks. And I was sitting there watching Barbara Boxer grandstand yesterday on C-SPAN as I threw up in my own mouth. September 30th, 2009, U.S. Conference of Mayors President Seattle Mayor Greg Nichols says that by Friday, 1,000 mayors representing 85 million Americans will have signed the U.S. Conference of Mayors Climate Protection Agreement since it was introduced in February of 2005. The announcement of 1,000th mayoral signatory and his or her city will take place during the conference leadership meeting. This is about a push to tax you for breathing. This is about a push to tax you for having more than one car. This is about a push to tax you for having a large home. Total enslavement. And they're getting ready, folks. They're going into the poor areas. They're making FEMA camps, and they're bringing in private mercenary forces. The reason I'm yelling is because it is crazy to me that no one is standing up to this. It's insanity. It's madness. And meanwhile, they have this well-meaning idiot, this nice PR lady, Becky Shea, who just got the biggest paycheck of her life and is defending it. Meanwhile, it's run by a multiple convicted felon who uses over a dozen aliases and currently has $1 million lawsuit in which he lost pending against him. That's not Jason Bermas. That's the Billings Gazette. That's the Associated Press. That's USA Today. But you'll just tell me it doesn't exist. You'll laugh in my face as they point the weapons at you, while they speak a foreign language and tell you to comply. While you're on your knees with your hands on your head waiting for instructions, you'll say it doesn't exist. While they're taking your home, while they have your daughter or wife in the other room having their way with her as she screams for help, and you can't do anything because you're a yellow-bellied coward. That's what's going down. And Alex Jones is on the ground right now, risking his well-being, risking his staff to bring this news to you because it is that important. It might be the story of the year. Meanwhile, mandatory vaccinations go on. They're telling the military, you have to take the shot. By the way, you're going to take an anthrax shot, too. How do you like that? We're going to take your calls after this. Alex Jones coming up. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.tv. Jason Bermas subbing in for Alex.